Hello, Amanda. This is Mark from MarqueeCrew, and I'd like to show you how I solved your post. You were wanting to create a workflow to take in several Excel files and to outcome to a folder that uses a name convention that's easy to identify which file was input. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of your input files, and to anyone else watching, your Excel file itself contains some header information and then data that begins down here at cell A4. So let's take a look at that data through the eyes of Alteryx. In the input tool, I'm looking at the data configuration. And what I've done is I've said that I'm going to input the first file, test1, and I'm going to take that data out of sheet 1, and I'm going to output the file name as a field. And so when we see the output of the input tool when it's run, there's now a column, file name. The second thing that I did was I told Excel to start data import on line number 4. So instead of looking at all that header information, I'm now outputting with these column headers. Well, I can see field 2 here really isn't used, but I've also lost something that might be important to you. That was the date that existed in the header. So what I did was I'm going to read from test 1 again, but this time in the table or query, I modified the input with the SQL editor, and I said I want to read cells A2 to A2. And so what's coming out is the date of 12/31. Now I'm taking that date and I'm going to append it to the original data. So what I want to do is in column F2, in place of F2, I'm now going to have that source data, which is here. I've moved it from the bottom up, and I've now got the source from field 1, and I'm going to call that date. And I'm going to remove field 2 from output, and I'm going to then change the file name to source. And so on input, my first set of data looked like this. My source set was that date. And on output, I've now got something that looks pretty clean. And I repeat that for source 1, source 2, and source 3. And I bring that data together in a union, which is auto-configure by name. Now, I happen to prefer, instead of showing a warning, show an error if the data isn't all the same from all the files. And then I can go to output that data into a browse. You could put it to a single file, whatever you're going to do for data blending, and run. And when I run, I get the nicely formatted table that says this data came from test 1, this data from test 2, and this from test 3. I hope that this solves your problem. Have a great day. Thanks.